These tires are being torn apart to get a few extra miles as footwear. The scraps get cut, reshaped, and transformed into sandals like these. Tire waste has become a big problem here in India, but one woman found a way to turn the pollutant into a fashion statement.
It is eco-friendly, it is environmental friendly, it is upcycled product.
She's hoping to repurpose some of the waste in her country and change how people think about consumption along the way. Growing stacks of discarded tires in the city of Pune sparked this 27-year-old telecom engineer into action.
Most of the tire scraps in the country are nothing but addition to landfills. These are non-biodegradable. They causes air pollution as well as soil pollution. It is alarming condition for us.
In 2018, almost 2 million tons of rubber waste were shipped abroad, the equivalent of 200 million tires. Britain, Italy, and the United States are the biggest exporters, and India is the #1 recipient. The rubber, wire, and fabric from the imported tires are usually melted down and turned into fuel in what are called pyrolysis plants. But Pooja had another idea.
I enrolled myself in a competition held by Startup India, and I won the award of Best Woman Entrepreneur. So after that competition, I started manufacturing the footwear.
She began by working with a rag picker, someone who sells materials salvaged on the streets and from garbage.
मम्मीच्या एक पट्टीचं देऊन टाकली ह्याच्यावर प्रयोग करून बघ तुझा प्रयोग सक्सेस झाला की मग येऊन माझ्याकडून माल घेऊन जा मग ते आता दर महिन्याला येते माझ्याकडून माल घेऊन जाते.
For the top part of the shoe, Pooja picks out new cloth from a shop if she's making a design in bulk. But sometimes she gets scraps from this tailor too.
ते आम्ही ड्रेस किंवा ब्लाउज जे वेस्टेज कापड राहतं त्यामध्ये आम्ही त्याचा वापर करून करतो आणि टाकाऊपासून टिकाऊ अशी एक वस्तू तयार होते त्यामध्ये.
Next, a cobbler assembles all of the parts.
जाड असते कुठली बाजू जाड असते कुठली बाजू पातळ असते त्याच्यामुळे हे लेवल करून हे अवघड जाते काम करण्यासाठी मात्र टिकण्याला एकदम चांगलं आहे सोल हे.
For Pooja, breaking into the male-dominated footwear industry has come with challenges.
When initially I used to visit different vendors or different manufacturers in local areas, they advised me that ma'am, you should bring someone with you as a bodyguard. At least you should bring your husband with you. It is not good that you are roaming around here like alone.
But that hasn't stopped her from wanting to expand her business.
Right now we are targeting India ladies customer with the age group of 15 to 60. But very soon we are launching our kids collection and men's collection.
Her mission is to create something clean and usable from an object known to be dirty and toxic.
Footwear manufacturing do not involve any chemical reaction on tire, which causes air pollution.
Air pollution from burning tires creates health risks that range from skin irritations to heart attacks and lung cancer, according to Indian public health experts. An audit in July found that over 40% of the 637 licensed tire melting plants in India were not meeting environmental standards. Backlash from activists and residents has led India's environmental court to consider banning some plants. A ruling is expected in January. But Pooja says her hope for consumers is to become more conscious of the footprints they leave behind.
Before buying anything, you should think about the meaning of the product, the process of manufacturing of the product, and all contents of those products.
All right, that was a very inspiring video. Hello and welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kuntil Barua. As the travel industry looks to reinvent in the coming days, months, and years, it is clear that sustainability will not only be at the heart of the COVID-19 recovery process, but also cease to be associated with the environment alone. Post-pandemic, sustainability will have a much broader implication that will encompass the social, cultural, and the economic aspects of and the impacts on a destination. Travelers are going to be more mindful and more engaged, and they're going to actively seek out travel companies making a positive impact on the ground, doing the right thing for their customers, vendors, and employees, and above all, can answer this question with a lot of confidence and pride. What did you do during the pandemic? We at the Destination Knowledge Center have started our sustainability series where we are inviting and hosting sessions with ambassadors of sustainable travel and champions of sustainable initiatives. Our first webinar from the series was with Raj Basu of Association for Conservation and Tourism ACT, where he talked about the healing villages of Eastern Himalayas and going back to our roots through regenerative tourism. Another interesting webinar, the second from our sustainability series, was the one where conservation biologist Pia Sethi took us on a journey to remote Nagaland in Northeast India and shared stories of traditional wisdom of the Naga tribes. She spoke about success stories of conservation and ecotourism at the community level. It left us totally inspired, and every Thursday, we will now have a webinar dedicated to sustainability. So, welcome to the third webinar of our sustainability series. Today, we have with us Pooja Apte from Nemital, based in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Pooja is a telecom engineer who is turning a major pollutant of India, tire waste, an object which is considered to be dirty and toxic, into a fashion statement, which is eco-friendly, clean, efficient, and upcycled. Welcome, Pooja, to the session. I now hand over the floor to you. I will host the PPT. Just let me know when to change the slide. Welcome.
Sure.
Over to you.
So thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much, Kuntal, for inviting me here. I think, and the great initiative, by the way, the series of webinar, really great. So let's start with the Nemital journey, all right? So Nemital is my venture, started in 2018. Okay, we make handcrafted footwear from upcycled tire or scrap tires. We have a tagline as a step towards greener earth, and the company name is Bling Green, but the brand name is Nemital. Yeah. So next slide. Okay. So let's start with my journey so far. So I am basically electronics and telecom engineer from Pune University. After that, I got placed in software industry named as Capgemini. Okay. So I worked there for 4 years. Meanwhile, I completed my post-graduation in renewable energy from Terry University, Delhi. So after my post-graduation, I left my job and started my own venture naming Bling Green. Yeah, next slide. Of course. So the main issue, the problem of never-ending scrap tires. So all of us know that we are manufacturing almost millions of cars every year worldwide. So we have million tons of scrap tires generated every year worldwide, and it is a very serious issue. Next slide. So let's see what are the 4 parts of this problem. So let's start why this problem is occurring. Because tires are basically non-biodegradable, and their use in vehicles is basically banned due to some safety reasons, and they are getting added into landfills all over the world. So I think that is the main issue. Secondly, how we are experiencing the problem, because tires take a lot of space in our landfills. So legally, it is an issue with the government because we do not have that much space with us for garbage collection and landfills. Secondly, of course, we know that they are non-biodegradable and flammable, which is very dangerous because tire catches fire and it will create skin and respiratory issues. The third thing is who is being affected. Obviously, first of all, environment, and then all of us, the health of all the living things, because as chemicals in the tire leach into environment, it will affect our soil, groundwater, it will create air pollution. So I think every aspect of ecosystem is being affected by the issue. And of course, where is the problem happening? All over the world, right? Yeah, next one. Yes. So what can be done with those scrap tires? So I think we have three options. First option is pyrolysis. Pyrolysis is nothing but recycling of the recycling of the scrap tire. So pyrolysis involves burning or heating of the tire and some chemical processing. But that processing has to be executed in controlled environment. Otherwise, it will create air pollution. So it is more dangerous than creating landfills. So the pyrolysis has output as steel gauze, carbon black, and oils. I mean the crumb rubber, but in turn it will we can make oil, commercial oil out of the crumb rubber. So one option is of pyrolysis, that is recycling of scrap tire, but it has some other issues associated with it if it is not done properly. Second option is of mechanical processing. So mechanical processing is nothing but tire shredding. The output of tire shredding is obviously rubber crumb. So few things can be made out of that rubber crumb, like tiles. So I think we have, I mean, this product is quite known worldwide. So tiles made up of rubber crumb or scrap tires. And the third one, which we are doing here, is direct use of that scrap tire. So we use direct cut pieces of those tires to make some meaningful product, which is nothing but upcycling of tire. So we do not, so it does not involve chemical and physical processing. So it will not create air and soil pollution, and product the most important part is that we are using scrap tire. So the final product we are making should not involve hand touch or face touch, because at the end it is scrap tire. So we have concluded the product as a footwear, which is safe to use. Again, footwear with the tire sole has very high durability. So it improves the durability of that product, and hence we are upcycling those scrap tires into footwear. Next one. So let's see how the idea is implemented in 2018 initially. So first of all, I started collecting waste tires or cut pieces of those waste tires. As you have seen in the video, there is a team of rack picker. They cut those pieces of tire for me, and I choose a correct a tire with the correct thickness. Okay. Initially, I used to visit different cobblers. Okay, some of them are very reluctant to use those scrap tires. They're like, why you're using this scrap material? I'll give you some better sole or better material. Who is going to use your footwear now? So, but I somehow able to manage and say them we have to use that, and some of them were very enthusiastic to use those tires, and they upheld the concept and agreed to join hands with us, and now they are associated with us. So at that time, initially, we were able to make two prototypes from the scrap tires. First one was made up of tire and waste cloth from tailor, okay, the leftover fabrics from tailors, and the second one was made up of aeroplane tire. So I think you can click the hyperlink so that we can show the picture of structure. So the right one is made up of 100% aeroplane tire, no other material used, and the left one is made up of truck tire and some leftover fabric. Yeah, back to the original slide. So with these two prototypes, I enrolled myself in the competition, Startup Yatra, and then I started my own venture, own brand, I can say, with the name of Nemital. So the name is quite different. So I'll explain that. Nemi means tire or chakra in Sanskrit, and Tal means soul. So Nemital means tire soul in Sanskrit. So this is how the brand name is done. Yeah, next slide. So we are here trying to solve three issues. So we have some environmental impact as well as some social impact because of this venture. The first one impact, the most important, is positive impact on our environment and health. So can you click on the, yeah. So of course, the most important point is we are using waste tires, right? So we are doing here upcycling of waste tire. But second point is very important. We never use leather or plastic in our product. Okay. So this product has upcycled material, no leather, no plastic. Third point is during the upcycling, the tire burning or chemical reactions are not involved. So there is no air pollution and soil pollution. So the manufacturing process does not involve any type of pollution. So until now, Nemital has upcycled around 500 kgs of waste tires, which means we have 500 kgs less waste in our landfills until now. So this is quite a tiny part of our whole landfill. But yes, we are trying here, taking a small step from us. On the other hand, so positive point is we have less waste in our landfills due to upcycling. But on the other hand, conventionally footwear soles are made up of plastic or virgin rubber, right? So using those 500 kgs of waste tires have helped to reduce the use of almost equal amount of plastic or virgin rubber, because we are replacing it with the other material, upcycled material. So means that we are reducing the use of large amount of resources like oil, water, which otherwise might have been consumed by for the manufacturing of plastic, right? So I think these are two different parts or uses of upcycling we are trying to implement here. Back to the original slide. Yeah, that was the first impact as a positive impact on environment and health. The second one is also very important, creating job opportunities for cobblers. So I think we have seen that literally for cobblers are sitting at the roadside in every part of the city, right? They are doing either repairing bags or umbrellas or machine made footwear. But I think that is not their original job. They have a skill set to make the footwear, but they don't have their original job because we are using machine made footwear or we are importing handcrafted footwear from other countries. So I think the social impact we are trying to make here is creating job opportunities for those cobblers. So we are associated with them and they are manufacturing footwear for us. So the most important part of our venture is handcrafted footwear from upcycled tire. So I think that is the second impact I can say. And the third impact for the customer, of course, the durable footwear for customers. So during this time of fast fashion, durability is very important. Which is not seen in normal footwear brands or non-branded footwears. So where we are introducing higher durable footwear because we are using very high quality of rubber. Because we are using truck tires and aeroplane tires, which are made up of very high quality rubber. And so it improves the durability of the footwear at the end. So I think these are the three impacts we are trying to make here on environment, on the job opportunities, and for the customers. Next slide. We are done with that, I think. So next. Yeah. So as I said earlier, after making those products, I put myself in a competition called as Startup Yatra. The competition was organized by two organizations. First one was Startup India, and second one was Maharashtra State Innovation Society. Okay, that was the idea pitching competition with a showcase of some prototypes. So it was 3-level competition. The first one was organized in Baramati, and the last two was organized in Nagpur. So after these 3 levels of idea pitching and competition and 2 days of training, I got the second prize as Best Upcoming Woman Entrepreneur. and the journey started. Yes, the prize was important, but more than that, I think the journey of Startup Yatra was very important for me, because yes, I have an idea. I am able to make two prototypes out of it, but I don't know if it is going to be commercially viable or not. Uh, uh, the business is possible or not with this idea. So I got that confidence through this competition. Um, I was lucky enough to meet different mentors and experts from the different sectors in this competition. And so this competition and this prize was one of the most important part of the Nainital journey, I think. So that was Startup Yatra. Next slide. So I'll tell you some brief about the production cycle of our footwear. The first part is obviously designing. So footwear is designed manually as per the market trends. So initially I was designing all the footwears, but right now we have a team of two designers working with us, joined us. So now they are designing for us. Secondly, procurement. It is again a very important part, because there are two parts in procurement. The first one is procurement of scrap, because we have to choose manually that which tire should be taken, the correct thickness, and it should not be there are few criteria, I can say. So we procure the tire, scrap tire, manually, and the other parts of the footwear like fabric, um, eva sheets and resins, etc. Then the next part is dye making. So we have a company associated with us. They make sole and bottom dyes for us. The next part is bottom making. So footwear bottoms are made up of cut pieces of cushioning material. So this is because it should not involve the footwear should not involve the direct touch of tire to your feet, right? So I think that's why the cushioning is very important here. So it makes the footwear more comfortable. So footwear bottoms are made up of those cushioning material at the place of Karagar, and one of the made by one of the Karagar. Next slide. The next part is belt making. So here we are using cut pieces of canvas and fabric. So it is done by tailors associated with us. And then the most important, final assembly. So where all the parts like bottoms, belts, heel, and sole made up of scrap material are given to one of the cobbler, and there it forms the finished product as footwear. Yeah, next one. So this is how the whole manufacturing process is divided into 6 parts. Then we have two marketing models. The first one is regular one, which is push model. So we manufacture, so first of all, we design footwear, we manufacture them and sell them through exhibitions, e-commerce. So e-commerce is Amazon, as I've given in first logo. Then through our social media, like a Facebook page and Instagram page. So we accept orders through our Facebook and Instagram pages. The second one is like shown as marketplace. So can you click on that icon, the second one? Yes, so these are the 4 brands or boutiques associated with us. They are selling our product at their end to their customers. And we have our own shop in Pune. So we are based in Pune and we have a small shop there. So you can see the address and everything over there. So back to the original slide. So first of all, Amazon, that is e-commerce. The second one is our own shop. The third thing is our social media pages like Facebook and Instagram. And the fourth and most important is our own website, www.nainital.com. So we have launched our website in August 2020. So after lockdown, I think it is very important to start selling through digital media because it is safe and now preferred by most of the people. So yes, we have launched our website. So this is our push model, which is very regular model. The second one is quite interesting because we customize footwear for you. We have launched our separate vertical called as Unique by Nainital. So we customize footwear as per your demand, like any size, any style, any color. Just contact us, choose your fabric or choose your material, and we can make any type of footwear for you. So we have a separate vertical for that. So can you click on the customization icon? So we have some examples of customization. Yeah, so this is our brand Unique by Nainital. These are some examples where we have customized footwear as per the customer demands. Uh, the different fabric, different sizes, different bottoms, everything is possible here. Yeah, back to initial one. Yeah, the next slide. We have some media appearances. We are lucky enough that these people have noticed us. So first of all, Hindustan Times, then Times of India. Next slide. Then again, we have another platforms like Andhra Jyoti, The Hindu in Kerala, Sakal and Maharashtra Times in Maharashtra. We all know about, I think, the Better India and the Tribal Box, like Numbers Beyond Life, She at Work, yourstory.com, and of course, we have seen the video of the Business Insider. Yeah. Until now, we have received 3 awards. The first one was obviously of Startup Yatra, and then ECI, the Environmental Club of India, for the idea, and TACI, that is Trans India Asian Chamber of Commerce, for reusing of scrap. The award for reusing of scrap. The next one. Yes, I think this is the last part of the presentation, where I would like to say that Nainital has its own tagline as a step towards greener earth, right? So we are trying to make a small step. We are trying to take a small step to make this earth greener. We should change our lifestyle to reduce, reuse, and recycle. So I think together we can make a difference. It is the correct time to rethink about our lifestyle, and let's do something together and make this earth greener again. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Pooja, for this wonderful presentation. I would like to now have a conversation with you. How was the lockdown? How difficult it was or still is for you? I mean, I know it's been very, very difficult for a lot of people who just started out. I mean, you had at least 1 year. So how difficult it was or still is for you, the lockdown?
Yes, it was difficult basically because cell was literally zero from March second week to July 2020. It is literally zero. But after July, we have launched our website, and I think we are trying to be back on track this year. And let's see, hope for the best, I can say.
Right. There's something interesting which I found on the net. The Uncle Ho rubber sandals, also known as Ho Chi Minh sandals, they were made from used aircraft or car tires.
Right.
These sandals were used extensively by the Vietnamese soldiers during the war with France and the US, as they were amazingly durable. Is your project inspired by these sandals by any chance?
Yeah, obviously. The initial idea came up during my brainstorming session, where I used to ask myself different questions like what can be made out of scrap tire, which should not involve hand touch or face touch, and the footwear was the answer. But after that, I started searching on Google and searching about the footwear made up of tires. So I got the another reference to the same concept that in Africa they used to make that kind of footwear initially, but that footwear was like a heavy footwear with no style and trends. So I think the idea came up was like sustainability plus fashion. So it can be used, it should be preferred by many customers. So it should be fashionable as well as it is upcycled, I think. Yeah.
Right.
So I think the inspiration was more of African video, I can say that.
Okay, so you got inspired by those uh, rubber sandals from Africa.
Yes, yes, of course. It is very interesting concept.
Right. Uh, Tell me, what was the reaction when you told people you wanted to make footwear out of tire scrap? Not just people you would pitch the product to, but also people who you would have engaged in the process. I mean, what
Yes.
was the reaction of all these people, you know, when you said, I want to make footwear out of
Yes.
tire scrap?
Of course, the customer reaction is quite positive actually. People are enthusiastic about the concept, but I can say that initially when I used to make cobblers to make those footwear, they were very reluctant to use scrap tire because it is quite difficult to use that. It is heavy. Okay, so initially it was difficult with cobblers, but customers are very enthusiastic and positive about this idea.
Right. And how hard it was for you to get the right people on board, you know? I mean, designers, cobblers, tailors, how hard it was? Because this is a unique product.
Yes. So I think it is divided into different parts. So if it, though it is difficult to think about it as a whole product, it is very easy when you cut it down into different parts. So tailors has to make work on only fabric and canvas. So it is easier for them. And for final assembly, it is easier for cobbler also. So I think I have made my supply chain easier, or I have cut it down into different parts. So I think it was not that difficult to get people on board. But I think everyone should think about the fair return. So if you are giving them fair return for their work, I think it is not that difficult to get correct people on board.
Right. So if you are giving them a fair share of everything, it's not really difficult to get good
Correct.
people. That's what it's, yeah.
Correct.
Fair business practices
Yeah,
is
yeah.
so important. There is one thing, Pooja, we see a lot of startups of late where sustainability is at the core of things. And most of these initiatives are started by young people like you. What do you think are the factors that have brought about this change where young people are now, you know, starting these initiatives where sustainability is at the core of things?
Yes, I think as I already said, everyone's thinking about their own lifestyle. But I think the Indian government is doing a great job for startup ecosystem because they have launched Startup India, which is very useful. Again, they have launched Mudra loan and everything. So they are trying to make this this whole process little bit easier, right? Creating your own venture and everything. So I think the credit goes to Indian government, of course, and everyone who is trying to think about the lifestyle and reduce, reuse, recycle 5 hours, reducing the carbon footprint. So I think the education system and Indian government is doing a great job for that.
Okay, just Pooja, tell us, we would like to know how does one go about building an upcycling startup in the Indian ecosystem? How do you go about building it? What is the first step, second step? How do you go about building it?
So I think first step would be make a prototype. Okay, so it is not that easy to make prototype because you have to get correct material as well as correct workmanship. So I think first of all, try and make prototype. The second thing, you should try to find mentors for your venture because it will be very helpful because otherwise it is quite difficult to imagine and do everything in finances and in production and in marketing. So I think associate try to get associated with different startup India's initiatives, and try to find mentors, and first of all, try to produce or make prototype for your idea.
Right. And how did you finance this whole thing? Did you take a loan, or was it like
Yes,
your own
it is a
finances?
mudra loan.
Okay,
No,
so
no,
you
it's
took a
mudra loan.
mudra loan. Right.
Yes.
There's a general assumption that the more sustainable or ethical a product is, the higher the price tag. How have you kept your prices so accessible and fair of your shoes? It's
So
very,
we
very.
have yeah. So I think we have our own strategy that we want to play in numbers. Okay. The first positive point about playing in numbers is because we have a hell lot of garbage, tire scrap with us, right? So if the input is that big, we have to think about equal amount of output. So if I try to make luxury brand for the upcycled footwear, the customers are very less, and I think it will not fulfill the purpose of the idea, right? So I think the output should be in equal amount as that of the input. So playing into numbers and selling more units will help my idea, first of all. And secondly, obviously that the margins are less, and we are trying to make profit, but playing in numbers will help us to make profit, I think. Yeah, that's the whole strategy.
Right. Pooja, apart from being sustainable, if I ask you how and durable, how are the sandals better compared to those available in the market?
Uh, First of all, we are using fabric. So again, sustainability, as you said, is the one criteria. The second one is very good cushioning. Okay, we are trying to make the footwear more and more comfortable. So sustainability should not be the only aspect while buying this product. Okay, we are trying to provide comfortable footwear here. And again, the durability of the product, which is not seen much in the fast fashion right now.
Right. That actually, you talked about fast fashion. That's actually my second question. One of the things about fashion product is what is trendy today goes out of circulation tomorrow. That is fashion, right? What is trendy today goes out of fashion tomorrow. This essentially is not a good thing because it means more consumption, whether it is
Yes,
required or
yes,
not. How does it
very.
play out in your overall business plan? Are you going to keep on catering to the changing trends, or are you going to are you going to charter your own path where you want people buying your products to think about consumption along the way in a more meaningful way?
Yes. So I think if you have seen our website, the first thing we have written that we are here to create a community where people think alike. Okay, we have to no to fast fashion. Okay, though the trends are changing, we are trying to adapt changing trends through our fabrics and different types of footwear, different designs in footwear. But I think it is not good lifestyle. It will be very dangerous eventually for all of us. So I think changing our lifestyle is the answer to everything. uh, I can say that everyone should think about it. No fast fashion. uh,
So is slow fashion the new trend?
yes, yes, it has to be. We are
So
hoping
you,
that.
okay, so you want to bring it slow fashion with your footwear, right? Interesting.
Correct.
Uh, you say that you used to design all the footwear by yourself once upon a time. Now you have two designers. What
Yes.
are the inspiration behind your designs?
um, the first thing I used to think about is comfort. I think the fashion is important, trends are important, but I think comfort, especially in the footwear, is most important part. Okay, sustainability on one hand, fashion on other hand, but comfort is the most important part of the footwear, and I think that's the whole uh, thing I was trying to make here.
Right. So the inspiration would be comfort, sustainability, and durability. These are the
Correct.
three. Okay. And tell me something. Once I buy a footwear, I mean, you are going into men's footwear very soon. I buy a footwear from
Actually,
you. How do I dispose it of ultimately if when it's like when I can't use it anymore? What have you thought about it? How we can sustainably dispose it of?
yes, actually, we are thinking about it, but I'm so sorry that we have not concluded anything on this factor, because the tire is very durable. So the sole will last for at least 7-8 years. Okay, after you buy that footwear, but the upper part is not that durable, and if we are using cushioning and fabric in that, it is very difficult to make the footwear last for 7-8 years. Compatible to the soul, right? So I think we are right now thinking about it, brainstorming about it, because we have to then apply the whole process, that give the footwear back, and you will get new footwear or something else, and we are recycling it again. So I think we are brainstorming about it, but
Right. That
the
would be that would
answer
be
is
really
like that.
that would be really really interesting. Where you buy footwear and you send it back and then probably get a
Correct.
new pair or something like that.
Yes,
Because
yes, yes,
disposing it of sustainably. Because again, I mean, I can understand what you were saying that the sole is so durable that it lasts
yes.
for 7 to 8 years, but the upper part, like how long do you think an upper part will last according to
It
you?
it will last for 2 years, I'm saying, but it depends on how we use it.
Right.
Okay, so but yeah, it will last for 2 years, I think. But
At least.
here we are using fabric, right? So
Right.
though it is firm and it will be there, but maybe it will wear and tear a little bit sooner if we are using very thin fabric for customization, especially, I'm saying.
Right. And where do you see Nimital 5 years from now?
Yeah, interesting question. Let's hope for the best. But I think 2020 would be back on track, just back on track for Nimital. 2021 would be we will try to explore some international markets with the same product. 2022 would be innovating some more products from scrap tires, and after 2025 we are trying to make upcycling of different materials like plastic, um, textile, and everything. So let's
Right.
hope for the best. Let's see.
Right. I will now start taking questions from the audience. We already have five questions here.
Okay.
Uh, Syed Junaid Ahmed is asking, very interesting session. Who were the supporting hands for you in the beginning of this journey?
Okay. So supporting hands, I can say my husband, the 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 supporting hand, and my parents, of course, because I left my job. I came out of my comfort zone. That was a well-paid job, but they were very supporting initially. And thank you to my family. I can say that.
Right, the family. I mean, your husband wasn't like. What was the reaction of your husband? I'm just kind of curious when you say I want to make uh, footwear out of tire
I
scrap.
The funny part is here I am more like a job kind of person, and he is more like a venture or business kind of person. So he is more excited every time and enthusiastic about the new things I'm doing and the idea
Right,
initially, of course.
right. So basically, he's like a mentor to you. Would it be wrong to say that?
No, no, of course, he is always been mentor to me.
Right. Pratik Srivastava is asking, if scrap tires can be used to make footwears, why aren't big brands doing it?
uh I'm not sure about it actually, so maybe we have to find it out. So why they are not
Yeah, I mean,
doing
if
it?
it's a, right. Rashmi Gupta is asking saying wonderful effort. Curious to know where and how do you store tire material used for making shoes, and what happens to the leftover material after the product is made? The
Very
leftover material.
interesting question, I can say. Yes. We store it at our Karagi's place or at our own place. Okay, the two options we have. But the leftover part of the tire, we generally send it to recycling plant, which is very teeny tiny part. So almost after 4 or 6 months, we have to send it to some plant, I can say.
Vipin Nayal is saying thanks Pooja for a great initiative and wonderful entrepreneurship. Indeed, tire waste is one of the largest and worst waste among other environmental hazards. My question is, what inspires you to choose this segment only? And apart from footwear, are you extending tire waste upcycling to other things as well?
Okay. Why tire? Because I think plastic is quite a famous problem. So multiple minds thinking about plastic upcycling and recycling, and research is going on it. But tire is something that very few people are thinking about it, and the problem is very serious. So I chose tire. And yes, I am extending tire waste upcycling to some more products like belts or bags. So let's see what happens in 2021.
Right. And question number two, how competitive are these upcycle products, and what is the future in the next 5 to 10 years span? What is the future do you see of these upcycle products in the next five to?
I think everyone in India, I think, should use those upcycled products. Then only the output and input of the tire waste will match. Otherwise, it will be difficult. So I'm hoping that it will be competitive enough.
Okay, right. Manish Gandhi is saying hi. As we understand that India generates 1 million tons of tire scraps, and you have innovated by using the scrap tires in making the sole of the footwear. But we have seen the big manufacturing units in cities like Delhi, Agra, which are the hub of footwear manufacturing business, still using leather, PVC, and Rexin. So there is no initiative from the government to shift to tire scrap in footwear manufacturing in other cities as well. Also on economical front, which one is better?
Uh, Economical front in the sense the price of the footwear. I'm
Yeah,
getting it
I
right.
think, yeah, that's what he's saying.
So basically, though it is made up of leather, PVC, or resin, I can say the PVC, if they're using PVC or resin, the price will be almost equal. Okay. If you are generating like in millions or at least in lakhs, okay, footwear or 1,000 footwear per day, then it will be cheaper. It is the game of numbers. Okay. And so economically, it is not that different. Okay. And let's see, the point is good. Indian government should think about it, and let's try.
Rahul Panwar is asking, what other products are you planning in the future?
Yeah, as I already mentioned, the belts and bags, I'm trying to think about it, but let's see.
Yeah, 2020 is going to, like, has put every plan on hold for
Yes,
everyone.
yes, right.
Okay, Chandrasekhar is asking a question which probably is very, very important. In your website, it is mentioned that you cannot accept footwear being returned due to style issues. But it is very common, especially ladies would like to change sometimes due to this issue. Can you tell us more?
Actually, it is very difficult then, because everyone want to try something and give it back and again try something else. So it is quite complicated then. So we are saying that if you have some issues with your size, you can return it, of course, because we are not here to uh, do something unfair. But yes, no returns for styles, I think, because styles are very clear on by picture, right? So you should not return
Or they
that
can,
on that basis.
or maybe they can just walk to your shop and select and buy, right?
Anytime, you're welcome. Anytime.
Right. And how many people do you employ, Pooja, right now?
So we are a team of 9, where 3 of us are full-time employees and 6 others are working on contract basis.
Right. I think we have answered all the questions. Do we have more questions? We'll be happy to take. We have a little bit of time here. Okay. Sumit Malik, he is asking an important question. Great initiative. I believe the weight of the rubber might be a concern for footwear companies to use it in production. Heavier the sole, more discomforting it will be. How are you keeping the weight light?
I think choosing the correct scrap is the answer to question. Yes, we are choosing it on the base. We are choosing it on the basis of thickness, and it will make it lighter than the normal footwear.
Pooja, if I compare a machine-made sandal for ladies and a handcrafted sandal made by Nemital, will the weight be the same, or the Nemital will be lighter or heavier?
No, it will be the same. Of course, if you are using whole fabric footwear or whole PVC footwear, it is quite lightweight. But yes, it is almost equal. So you can check our feedbacks and everything. It is lightweight footwear.
Right. Any more questions? I think we don't have any more questions. We have answered all, and it was lovely having you, Pooja, with us today, where you shared with us this wonderful initiative. We wish you all the best, and we hope that you do really, really well, you know, with your dream, with your hopes, with your ideas, and hopefully when I'm in Pune, or hopefully any of our colleagues who are in Pune, they will drop into your shop, and I'm sure they can buy your products, and they'll be very happy. Please fill in the poll before leaving. It helps us get better, and enjoy the rest of the week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye, everyone. See you on Monday, where we have stories coming in from British Shimla. Bye-bye. Don't miss that webinar. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.